It is an absolutely beautiful day today. Popped out on my lunch purely because I've been trying to make this video for so long now. And I think at this stage, it's just get it out there. It's not going to be perfect. But we'll be doing this anyway. So tech-wise, not that this is going to matter to any of you. Did quite a few upgrades to my tech, including the lovely stick that is holding the camera, mic, new PC setup, understanding the software. Done one live stream, which again, slight audio changes, just to make sure that music isn't over the top too much. I then produced a video, which is the first time used CapCut. Interesting, seems quite simple. It was a bloody long video that I put out though, so I understand that's probably not going to be for everybody, but I think there will be a time in the future, the more that I upload, I do stand by the fact that there's lots of value within that video. If you've been using TradingView for some time, I don't think you're gonna get much from it. There might be a few tips, but it was a good kind of dip my toe into the water on how to edit videos, etc. So yeah, I've actually been out in these fields on numerous occasions now, and it was probably too long ago, but I've got 2-3 hours worth of me talking to the camera, and yeah, decided for one reason or another not to. I know where it stems from. I've reflected on why. Sorry, just going through a muddy patch. Yeah, so I have reflected, and in anything that I do, rightly or wrongly, almost has to be perfect. And what I don't want to do is throw out any old slop. I understand that time's a commodity that most of us don't realise, but it really is the only commodity that matters to me. And I don't want to be spending my precious time throwing it out there for whatever reason, and actually it doesn't give what I believe it should be giving you guys. But yeah, I think enough's enough. If I don't start, I'm never going to. So yeah, how is this going to look going forward? In truth, I've got lots of ideas. It's what I can commit to. I would like to do some of these. I think they're going to be more natural, more authentic. They're very easy. As in, you're not going to have to edit as much. But hopefully what we can do is, even when we are just walking out in nature, which as I'm getting older, is something I like to do more and more of. Keeps me healthy, allows me to think. I can sort a lot of things out in my own mind. Whether it be with the family, with the trading side, or the job that I've got. The crux of what I'm trying to achieve and help everybody with is trying to get into this game, and trading for me is a game, the right way, with a mentor that respects the people. It isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's going to be extremely realistic to the challenges that you have, that I've had, that any new trader or retail trader has. Overlap the skills that I have. I've worked within a financial institution for 20 plus years now. Load of different jobs, manager jobs, IT space, MI, data, and there was an overlap when I first got into trading, and it hooked me in, as I think it probably has you if you're looking at these videos. It just took me way too long to see through the forest. And what I mean by that is I spent an incredible amount of time, and if I added it up, which I don't want to do, I can't luckily, it's thousands of hours, quite simply put. I've been in trading groups, which I don't often take. I'd class going into a trading group as a risk. You're spending money, you don't actually know what you're getting. But obviously a lot of these people are so good at what they do. And what I mean by that is they make you feel like you're missing out. Everyone in their group is such a better trader for being in their group. They've got one strategy. That's what they trade. They come on, they make you laugh. They give you enough. And it was an educated decision to do it. But every group that I've been in, and there's been two that I've actually paid for. And there's a couple in particular, YouTubers, that I believe are close to the mark of what I'm looking to achieve. And the birds are really loud today. But yeah, went into those groups, one of them quite expensive. They had a few video guides on how to use fibs, which I'll be honest with you, they weren't too bad. They weren't professional quality. There's just one particular guy would never call out the actual people. It's not my job. That's up to them to do their own thing. But yeah, it's one strategy. It's very limited education. The support that you get is them uploading a few screenshots into Discord. A lot of the time after the fact, many times when they get it wrong, it disappears. And to me, it's almost a used car salesman approach, which fair play to them, if that's the way they want to and can live their lives. I think for all of us, it'd be lovely to live in that kind of space, right? But that isn't me. Yeah, simply can't and won't go against my morals. There was one particular point with one of them. I will mention his name. You probably still won't find him, but his name is Paul. He was going through some backtesting. It was a couple of minute clip, and he was using Google Sheets. I should have tweaked a lot earlier, to be honest with you, working with data and how much data that I didn't, but yeah, sorry. Paul opened my eyes to the fact that absolutely you should be backtesting and capturing as much as you can. I think he did it over 100 trades, or in this case, it was market structure. And he could get the percentages. And from there, the creative brain of mine decided to take that to the extreme. Working with PowerBi as my day job. Yeah, decided that doing a full back test, and what I mean by that is as far as TradingView will let me go, and overlapping that data and being able to manipulate the data within Power would give me a system that at any point in time, as long as I'm marking it up, I would understand the probabilities of a successful outcome. Recently, I've amended how I'm doing things. So still market structure based for me. Sorry, my watch is talking to me saying how quick I'm going and my heart rate. Right, shut up now. So yeah, more recently, so I did that first back test. It was over 4,000 data points in the end. It showed it could absolutely be successful. A lot of lessons were learned from doing the first one. And the plan was that I wanted to rejig or slightly tweak my market structure. And then to overlay with order blocks and anything else that I can find. So I need strict entries, exits, capture, wins, losses, fees, the lot. Basically giving me a Bible on any asset that I want, that I could go onto that particular chart and understand how many winners I've had in a row, how many losses. Basically, it gives me all the data to prepare for worst case scenarios, best case scenarios, when I should enter, when I shouldn't. And ultimately gives me the proof that if I follow my strategy, which when it's done, I will show you. This channel isn't for you to copy me, as in the strategy itself. But what it is for is to give you the right skills to do this for yourself with your own strategy. I don't believe in doing somebody else's. I know we've all done it, or you're potentially thinking about doing it. I would advise you, don't. Just don't. If you don't have your own back test, evidence into yourself that your money is going in the right place and you understand the risks. I know a lot of you won't listen. I know a lot of you probably haven't. But from a logical standpoint, it's the only way. For me, your success cannot be based wholeheartedly on somebody else's opinion of what they think. That isn't you being a trader, that's you following theirs. You'll get a couple of losses. Your heart will be beating out your chest. You'll lose, I'll be honest. You will. Everyone does. Every trader does. Understanding this year's stats, and this isn't necessarily the most accurate figure here, but you punch it into any AI tool and it will tell you 97% of people fail. They get out of the game very, very quickly. And in the trading terminologies, you go in without being willing to do what most aren't. You are the dumb money. Yeah. You might as well just open the window and throw the notes out. Yeah. Pull your finger out, learn some skills, evidence to yourself that what you're doing is correct. And the trickle effect of having that data, I don't think can be understated. One, it's yours. You understand it intimately. You've spent hours on this data. So I don't know if it was this video or the pre-recording I did for myself, but I've spent just on the H4 on BTC, for example, to get to a point where I've now got it in power is roughly 15 to 20 hours. It's a long time. That's better. Sorry about that. Worth it. I now know, with a very rigid rule set for market structure, mine, I'm sure someone else does it the same, but it's not the standard stuff. What I would like to say is, it's not special what I'm doing, it's just something that fits with me. I can replicate it, and it still gives results. Strangely, the last time I did this, I could, with the probability of a break of structure happening after a chock was around 70%. Slightly tweak these rules, and it's about the same now. The difference is the rule set I've put in place now is to the pip. It is extremely accurate. I can, in a live environment, work with this rule set and get the right outcome. Previously, it was a bit wishy-washy. And I think where it's not accurate, and this happens to all of us in backtesting, and this is where you need to be brutally honest with yourself, you tell yourself that isn't what I'll do in a live environment. I would move the stop loss here. Oh no, I wouldn't take that one, I'll take this one just there. Well, actually the rule set clearly states that you would have lost. It's fine. We don't care. We're only back testing. And it's about proving whether in the long term, not short, that it's a viable strategy. And that's what I can do with the new market structure rule set that I'm doing. There will be a point that I'll, doing all this flashy stuff now, pop it on screen. I do not mind sharing it. I think it's also a really good example of what documentation should look like. Again, going back to my day job, these are the types of things where replication, accuracy, consistency, almost quality assurance, all of those good things that in a high functioning, successful business you need. I suppose my question is now, this is your business, why would you not need them? So yeah, that's another element that I'd like to bring to you guys, is how to have a structure to give yourself the best chance of getting to where you want to get to, which is obviously making a ton of money. Let's not beat around the bush. Everyone wants to sit at home in their pajamas, earning millions and millions and millions. For the vast majority of us, that's not going to be the case. Or I wholeheartedly believe that how I see this game being played out, from my experience within a professional career, this will give you the ultimate best shot of succeeding. So yeah, that's probably not the most professional video you're going to see. Guarantee you it's not. Hopefully it comes across as authentic as I want it to be, because what I've said to you today is how I feel. Genuinely, there is nothing that I'm hiding. I will never do that. Advice for me is free. So if there are any questions, please just ask away. Ask away. There isn't a lot of things that I don't know, anyway, that I'm aware of. And if I don't, I can always find the answer. But in short, going forward then, there will be videos on how to document your strategy, strict entries and exits, how to export that to Sheets, again, efficiently as possible. It's about time saved. So I think in a future, I know in a future video, I'll be sharing the template that I've done. And out of, must be close to 20 columns, you'd be inputting 4, and the rest of the hard work will be done for you. It's not magic. It feels like it at the time, but it's not. Just some formulas that can then be imported into Power, again, all completely free. Power itself, for a new person, will be daunting, to say the least. But this is where my skills can come in handy, and hopefully I can get you to where you want to be. So yeah, that's the plan. There's 3 pillars, in my opinion. I like the number 3. Have I made it fit? Probably not. But yeah, 3 is the magic number. Sorry, watch is now talking to me again. Cool, back with you. So yeah, the 3 pillars. You've got your data, which for me is the hardest. I know everyone says mentality is, but I think mentality is poor in individuals that don't understand the strategy or have the evidence to back it up. And anyone who says that their mentality is the hardest thing and that's the reason why they're not succeeding, the first thing I would ask is, what's the probability of this particular setup playing out over, if you're doing it on the H4, 10 years worth of data, please? And I could almost guarantee you that 99.9% would look at me lost and go, well, I don't know. So if you knew that you had a 70% chance of this trade going the way that that the setup is on, would you have confidence in placing that trade? When you've already back tested it, you know your entry signal, you know your target. Again, multiple ways of doing that. That's completely up to you. You can do a strict, you can do moving your stop loss down, previous highs, basically have fun with it. That's completely on you. I'd place a trade. If I knew exactly how to enter and there was a 70% chance of a win, risk reward can also come into it. Again, you backtest that. What works for you? So there isn't The reason why this game is so bloody tough is there isn't strict rules. You can lose the lot. No one cares. You do, but no one else does. They'll take your money as quickly as they can. So yeah, 3 pillars. Data. That's the thing I'm focusing on the most because I think it's the one that needs the most skill. You've got the mentality. Mentality is a tough one. Not on the same level as the data, because I think that really feeds in. But there's a strong mentality comes with competency. So there's a load of actions that you can have, which ultimately will make the mentality of what you do a lot easier on yourself. And the third pillar is execution. That was it. So you've got your data, your mentality, and your execution. Execution basically means when a trade comes up within your rule set, how quickly and accurately can you put that trade on? It's understanding time frames, as in when are you up and about? How quickly can you get on the charts? Do you only trade between 8 and 8? Do you, within your back test, look at a full 24-hour period and that's your results? Well, within Power, you can actually trim that down to exactly the hours that you'll be likely to trade. If you're out and about, do you have the ability or the skills to place that trade accurately on your phone? You can, but do you? If you're at your desk, understanding alerts, to not waste your time when you're just sitting at your desk all day. So yeah, execution is, again, huge, because if you can't place the trade at the right time for the right risk, what else can you do? So yeah, they're the 3 that I'll be focusing on. I'm not quite sure the split of how frequent uploads will be done. I'd like to run at 1,000 miles an hour with this. Realistically, that's not going to be the case. So I think the next set of videos will be really highlighting my backtesting up to now. I'll do a quick edit of this and throw it out to you all. So yeah, hopefully you found this interesting. I'm going to try and cut this down to around 10 minutes, even though it's a 40-minute video. I think that's going to be tough. Yeah, so thank you for your time. And yeah, look forward to speaking with some of you very soon, I'm sure. Bye.